This video is going to get you caught up with all of the recent news involving Apex Legends. So this video is going to cover a wide variety of things from Titans, different leaks like things like a new map, the EPG. We also have updates on things like Crossplay, and also recently the developers have addressed the Havoc. There is also going to be even more news, and most of it's going to be pretty good news. So I think you guys are going to find this pretty inspiring for the future of Apex Legends. So anyways, I'm Alarmix, and let's get into the video. So to start off this video, I'm going to talk about some buzz involving Titans. So the word Titan, it's been thrown around a lot ever since Apex has been released. That's probably because Apex, as you know, takes place in the Titanfall universe, and also the data miners have uncovered the words Titan in the game files. So I'm going to read off a few paragraphs about what a few developers said about Titans coming to Apex Legends. We all love Titans just from a fantasy fulfillment perspective. It's always been a huge challenge to balance them in a game that has pilots and Titans. Greener admitted. He added Respawn would never likely add the machines to Apex. We actually had a version of Apex early on that had Titans. It had pilots with wall running and all that in there. We faced the same challenges we tried to solve with Titanfall 2. The Respawn developer Guru continued. How do you design a map that supports both big and small? Can you balance a game where you have Titans and squishy pilots in the same game together? How do you have a competitive and predictable game? Once we did some playtests slowing the game down a bit by taking out wall running, taking out Titans, we realized that we had a much more competitive, fun game that you can invest a lot of time in and get really good at. We love Titans. They're in the universe. The Apex arena is in the Outlands, separate from Titans, the Apex director continued. They're just against the rules at this point in time. It's an interesting thought to think about, but with those thoughts come flashbacks to all the Titanfall challenges too. So basically what they're saying is that it'd be super sick to have Titans in Apex Legends, but it's not really good to have a game decided by a super overpowered Titan. Apex is really good at what it does, a boots on the ground first-person shooter. It'd be really cool if we get Titans in some sort of LTM, not in actual Apex, but it seems at this point in time they don't really plan on doing that. So now we move on to some news involving the Havoc. So when they took the turbocharger out of the game, they balanced that with the Havoc by buffing the base Havoc, but last season the Havoc was so far and away overpowered. They did add quite a bit of vertical recoil and some horizontal recoil to the Havoc this season. You can't really beam people at extreme long ranges. I believe the Havoc is still god tier in pretty much most mid-range situations, but it's not like a sniper like it was last season in my opinion. I think the big thing with the Havoc is right now you don't really need attachments to really make the thing shred. If you get lucky off the bat and you get a Havoc, you're probably going to shred and you have quite a huge advantage over most other players. So over on Twitter, this is what Zeus tweeted. This is the exact percentage of a clip that you need to hit with no attachments and a 200 HP enemy. See the problem? So then below this you can see this list. For the R90 you have to hit 95% of the clip, the Wingman 100, the R301 80%, the Prowler 75%, and the Havoc 37%. So that's right, if you pick a Havoc up off the ground, you only have to hit 37% of the initial mag size to kill a 200 HP enemy. Then this is where things get juicy. Jason McCord, a Respawn developer, he had a response to this. His first reply said, "This is such a tiny part of varying components that make up game balance. Engagement distance, view kick, spread, spin up time for the Havoc, etc. Also, not all weapons are supposed to be balanced the same. Some weapons are more powerful by design." Below that, he says, "Don't forget mag size, rate of fire, damage per second, etc." Such a weird way to try to prove your point. Boom shots fired at Zeus. To be clear, I am not defending the Havoc or any other weapon, just stating how all weapons in Apex are not supposed to be equally balanced against each other in all scenarios. So I believe that people that play this game, a lot of them think the Havoc is super overpowered, and you have the right to think so. I think the Havoc is very good, but not quite as good as it was last season, but certainly still a top tier gun. So a lot of people are thinking that the people over at Respawn, they're just a bunch of dummies and they crank up the numbers on these guns and they have no clue what they are doing, and they accidentally made the Havoc super overpowered and they don't know how to nerf it. So this tweet kind of proves those people wrong. I'm not trying to fire shots at anybody here. I hate drama and I hope you're not offended, but it seems like Respawn, they want the Havoc to be where it is right now. Some people, they have said that they want the Mozambique buffed because it is just so bad, but the reason they even have the Mozambique in the game in the first place is because they want a sense of upgradability. If you land on a gun that's in the meta, they want you to feel happy. They don't want every gun to be exactly the same, to where if you land on a gun, it's just another top tier gun and you don't really feel any sort of happiness for finding that gun. So basically, if you really like the Havoc in Season 5, when you find it, you should be happy and you should certainly be using it, because it may not be the flavor of next season, and enjoy the Havoc while you can. I want you guys to comment below what you think about the Havoc. Do you like the Havoc where it is? Do you think the Havoc should be nerfed right now? Comment what you think about the Havoc. Now I'm going to talk about the next collection events coming pretty soon here. So via Shrugdle over on Twitter, he found out that the next event is going to be called the Treasure Hunter, and he also found the loot tick model for this collection event. So it seems that this next event is going to be Indiana Jones themed, you know, it being called Treasure Hunter. The collection events, they usually come out about midways through a season, so that means that the next event, it should be coming within the next few weeks here. Also, along with these collection events, we usually get an heirloom, so hopefully we'll get a Mirage heirloom, but we will have to see which heirloom we get. We have a little bit of news involving a new map. So there's a new job listing to be a part of the Respawn team, and in this job listing there are a few really interesting things. So highlighted here, this is the juicy stuff. It says create and own large-scale multiplayer maps. Further towards the bottom, it says champion a gameplay first mentally while helping realize the creative vision for taking players to new worlds. So there is a ton of speculation about what the next new map will be and when it will come out. Revenant's head teleported to Samethe, the homeworld of Octane and Lifeline. Also, iLoot Games has uncovered something in the game files that goes by the name of Jungle. There is a whole lot of speculation. People are saying that it might come out in Season 6. We might get a new map in Season 7. It's all speculation, but I think one thing that we probably know for sure now is that we will for sure be getting a new map in Apex Legends. And the last time we got a new map to this game, the game completely blew up and the player base was totally rebuilt. So I hope we get a new map for this game, and I hope it comes soon. So now we're going to move on to problems involving Loba's hitbox. So I'm not blind. I know Loba's pretty thick, but apparently right now around her torso area, it's almost like she's fat. There's a huge hitbox around where it kind of looks like she's thin. Also, she has a huge head. Apparently, it's super easy to hit her head. Me personally, when I'm shooting a Loba in game, she is super easy to hit, almost like Gibraltar. Loba may be among the slimmest legends in this game, but at the same time, her hitbox is almost like the fattest legend in the game, maybe the third. So Respawn, they are usually pretty good about fixing things like this, and I have strong confidence that they will fix it pretty soon here. Now we have some news involving what very well may be the next gun coming to this game. So it turns out during the Battle Pass trailer for Season 5, we got a very quick clip of what seemed to be a dummy holding something called an EPG-1 from the Titanfall series. Now this was not the exact same EPG-1 from Titanfall. This seems to be a version 2 specifically for Apex Legends. So the EPG-1 in Titanfall, this is actually a grenade launcher. From Shrugdle on Twitter, I'll make sure to link him in the description. He actually found an explosive ammo logo. So if the EPG would ever be added to Apex, there would be a brand new ammo type once again. After the charge rifle was released, I thought the Volt SMG would be the next gun coming to this game, but the Sentinel, before it was released, it was teased by putting it in just a very momentary clip in the Battle Pass trailer. So my guess is that the Volt will be the next gun coming to this game, but there is a pretty decent chance that this could also be the EPG. So Season 5 has been great for me. It's been a whole lot of fun, but how is Season 5 doing as far as the community goes? So Apex Legends News tweeted, Respawn has announced that Apex Legends Season 5 has been the most successful new season ever. More new players are coming to the game, plus the highest player retention for a new season. So this is absolutely great news for the future of Apex. This shows that when the developers put in time to developing this game, that it will pay off. This is great news for many reasons, but Apex should be around here to stay for quite a while, and I do not believe that it will die anytime soon. So quickly, I want to go over a little bit about the talk that's going around about Octane. So with the Season 5 update, they buffed Octane just a little bit. They took the cooldown on his jump pad from 90 seconds to 60 seconds, and it turns out that Respawn, they said, this is only a small step into the direction to making him more team-oriented. Octane is not really in the greatest place right now. He's a fun-to-play character and might be okay when you're solo queuing, but if you're trying to win ranked matches especially, he does not really bring much to the table as far as team chemistry goes. I mean, sure, he can throw down his jump pad, you can say that, but with Pathfinder's zipline and Wraith's portal in the game, that really takes a heavy hit on Octane really being any sort of team player. So to make Octane more team-oriented, you probably can't just take down the cooldown on his jump pad a little bit more. They said that it didn't really make the cutoff for the Season 5 update, so that probably means that they're not just messing around with numbers, they're working on a rework. I think a really great idea to buffing Octane or reworking him is his jump pad. It actually will deploy you like a balloon. Like his jump pad will shoot you straight up in the air, and then you can fly to a new location. This would make Octane a lot more viable in the meta, and it would also probably be a total blast to use. Quickly, if you are not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button right now below this video for more interesting Apex Legends videos just like this. Also, some other thing that we have recently got pretty good news about, Respawn has announced that they are opening a new studio in Vancouver focused on developing content and future plans for Apex Legends. So that's right, baby. Apex is taking over the gaming industry. Content is gonna be flowing out better and faster than ever, as I assume. And speaking about flowing out content, crossplay, that's kind of been bugging us for a while. Like, where the heck is crossplay been? The Respawn developers spoke about this over a year ago. They were kind of talking about when they developed Apex Legends, it was not really built with crossplay in mind. And also, to get to crossplay, to get it into the game, it would take a ginormous amount of effort and work. So do you remember that guy Zeus I was talking about earlier in the video? He had another pretty interesting tweet in response to that from a Respawn developer. So he said, over a year ago, Play Apex said they wanted to bring crossplay to the game. Since then, they have said nothing. Can we please get a statement about if this is something that is still being worked on or if it's been canceled? Then someone said, any thoughts? Then Jason McCord quite interestingly replied, I hear you guys, but you're asking the wrong person. I can't talk about things that aren't announced. My advice, don't give up on it. So Apex, like I said, it was not built with crossplay in mind. And over a year ago now, they were talking about how crossplay, they would need a pretty big team and a lot of time and effort to make crossplay happen. So I'm hoping with this new studio that they are making specifically for Apex Legends that crossplay can be achieved. Very old news now, they are working on an Apex Legends mobile version with the Chinese partner Tencent. They are hoping to get Apex Legends mobile into China. And people, if they get Apex Legends mobile into China or Apex into China, that is the world's biggest gaming industry. Respawn will get a lot of money from China, and chances are they may open multiple studios and Apex may dominate before your eyes. But that is just a dream. But the whole new thing with the new studio being opened, that is fantastic news. And hopefully they can start off with crossplay. If they can get crossplay for Apex, as Fortnite did, it should bring a whole load of new players to the game. Crossplay is far and away one of the most requested features for Apex. There are already people commenting in the comments section, I do not want crossplay, I dislike this video because I'm a controller player, and I think it's an unfair advantage for controller players to go against mouse and keyboard players. Okay, no one is debating that. The average mouse and keyboard player certainly has an advantage over the controller player, but the way crossplay would work, if you are a controller player, say on Xbox, and you want to play with one of your PS4 friends, you would not have to deal with mouse and keyboard. That's the best way to implement crossplay. There are ways to implement crossplay to where controller players will not be at a huge disadvantage. PC players are only such a small percent of the Apex Legends community. If you are a controller player and you do not want to play with your friends from other platforms, you will be stuck in a specific console lobby. You will not have to worry about mouse and keyboard players. So there are already probably many comments in the comment section saying, I don't want crossplay because mouse and keyboard, it's so much better than controller. Okay, no one is really debating that ever. If you are a controller player and you do not opt to play with another PC player, a PC friend, you will only be playing in console lobbies, people who do not have mouse and keyboard. Crossplay would be an excellent thing for the future of Apex because it would bring so many more players, and so more content would come out for Apex. So if you do not like crossplay, you do not have to use it, but anyways, you will still probably get more content to your Apex game. So just for the heck of it, if I see someone in the comments below comment they do not want crossplay to come to Apex because they are a controller player and they will get clapped by mouse and keyboard, I don't know, just because I want to show that so many people think that. If you do not like crossplay, if Respawn even implements crossplay decently, you can choose not to use crossplay and to only play with players on your platform. So yeah, I'm gonna pin that comment just to show you guys the stupidity I deal with sometimes. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go below this video right now and click that subscribe button for more interesting Apex Legends videos just like this. And also comment below, what do you think they should do with the Havoc right now in this meta? Do you think they should keep it the way it is because you like using the gun? Do you think they should nerf it right now? Let me know in the comments below. And that'll be about it for me, the Alarmix, and I'll see you guys later.